Cancer placement. Welcome to your February love messages, okay? Even though I am recording this in February 2025, whenever you find this reading, if it resonates, then it will be for you. It is a timeless reading. So I am in a different environment at the moment. I'm also on a super squeaky chair. I'm not about to change it, okay? I set everything up, and I'm not setting anywhere else up. So Cancer placement, thanks for joining me. You're probably here because you're a Cancer sun, okay? But if you have any Cancer placement and this reading resonates, then it could be for you. Okay, I'm just doing love messages. It can be for singles, people in connections or relationships. Take it as it resonates. Obviously, as the story unfolds, I will clarify anyway. And you'll probably be able to pick up as well if it would be, your reading. So yes, Cancer placement. So for the Cancer placement, any placement. Oh, didn't even get to ask. So this could be for those that are in relationships or connections or talking about weddings, okay, or marriage. And if you're not talking about weddings or marriage or about to get married or whatever it is, then it could just be, maybe you're thinking about it, maybe you're fantasizing it. I don't know, so we'll clarify. So it says here of wedding, taking your relationship to the next level one step at a time. So this is exciting. And then at the bottom of the deck it says sacrifice. Love may come with sacrifices. Evaluate what you're willing to give up. This is reminding me of the collective love message that I did. Was it in January? Go and check it out. It's a collective love message, not sign specific, but they also got sacrifice. And before, I've not pulled any tarot yet, but I'm already getting a similar energy that for the message basically was something along the lines of for a relationship or connection to move to the next step or the next stage. Both people would need to be in alignment, okay? They would need to be on the same path, moving towards the same goal, because they had every potential for this to move, towards, long term, forever, whatever else. And how they had to do that, I think, there was somebody, one or both people, who had to make a sacrifice, okay? It was giving the energy of somebody who was still living a single life, and I don't mean single as in dating other people or whatever else. I just mean somebody who is not behaving like they are in a relationship. So maybe you're out till one of the people are out till like 3 a.m. With friends or partying or whatever it is. Maybe they don't call home to let their partner know what time they're coming back. Things like that. That's just an example. But that was the energy that it was giving. So before I've even pulled anything, okay, this just reminded me of that. So for the Cancer placement for wedding, I do feel like there is a sacrifice that is going to need to be made in order to move on to the next level. Now, if for some of you, if it's not wedding and marriage, then it's just moving on to the next level, okay? That could be getting engaged, that could be moving in. I also feel that if this sacrifice isn't made, there could be a separation on the cards, because I've seen it twice since I've began this reading. I've seen, in two separate decks, I've seen that twice now, so I'm not going to ignore that. So that could be a message for someone. So tell me more about wedding. Why is this here for the Cancer placement for their love messages? Why is wedding here for the Cancer placement and their love messages for February or for whenever they find this video? Love yourself first, yeah. So self-respect. I'm sure we were talking about self-respect. Go and watch that reading. It's a collective love reading. I think it was in January. It's just a few weeks ago. Anyway, it says, love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. There could be somebody here that is putting up with somebody who is unwilling to make a necessary sacrifice in order to move forward to the next stage of the relationship, whether that is a marriage or moving in or getting engaged. There is somebody here that is allowing certain things. And actually, that self-respect thing, if it's not the collective love message, I'm sorry, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I'm just remembering. If it's not the collective love message that I will try to remember to link down below, then it's the Cancer message, the Cancer messages for February, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try and find it and link it in the comments. Tell me more, Spirit, about wedding here for the Cancer placement, for their love messages. Why is wedding here for the Cancer placement for their love messages? Why is wedding here for the Cancer placement for their love messages? Yeah, imprisonment. Oh gosh. So imprisonment. So there is somebody here that is potentially feeling locked into something. Like there's somebody in this situation where there's a lack of self-respect, and there's a lack of self-respect because they are allowing certain things to happen in this relationship, because they are attached to the idea and locked into the idea of moving this relationship to the next stage or the next level. Okay, somebody really wants this. It could be an older lady, or in the connection, or if it's not the older lady, it could be the older person in this connection. It could be a mother figure as well within this connection that is pushing for this, you know, or a mother figure outside the connection. But somebody is attached to the idea of moving this to the next level, whether that be in a marriage or a wedding, whatever else. And that is keeping them attached and in a situation where they are allowing certain things to slide, and it's there's a lack of self-respect there, and they're unwilling. The person here that is attached to this idea of a marriage, wedding, leveling the relationship up, is unwilling to sacrifice something in the short term in order to regain some kind of control around their self-respect. Instead of they're unwilling to let go of something in the short term in order to achieve that, instead they're allowing whatever it is to continue, and by allowing it to continue, and whoever it is here that is doing that, by choosing to not make the sacrifice, then it's just you're not showing the other person in this relationship or this dynamic that a sacrifice is needed, because you're basically effectively saying that you'll stay regardless, or regardless of what they do or don't do, you will be there. Okay, you're locked in, despite what you say. It's your actions that dictates where this relationship goes, and what you would like to happen. I do feel like this is not a sustainable position. Okay, like I said earlier, if there isn't a sacrifice that is made, so in the beginning I spoke about somebody making a sacrifice in regards to their lifestyle. So for some of you it could be that, but I feel like whoever the person is who is attached to the idea of leveling this relationship up, if they're not willing to make a sacrifice in the short term to have their actions match what they are asking for, then it could lead to their heartbreak inevitably. Okay, it's almost given the energy of the foundations of this relationship or this dynamic are not solid, because you are not standing on business when you say to this person, this needs to change, or if you want to get married, then this is what it's going to look like, because ultimately you're not standing on business, you're not standing on what you've said, you're just saying stuff and not acting on it. So that's the energy that I'm getting. My voice is going a little bit, so I am going to pull some clarifiers. I'm going to pull some tarot. Yeah. I think it's like for things to level up, for things to move on, because it's like a cycle that you're stuck in, Cancer placement. And if it's not you, it's the other person. Put yourself in the story where you fit in. But there is a cycle here of you constantly asking for certain things, but letting things slide, not standing on business, and it kind of chips away at your self-respect. This person that you're dealing with as well is also kind of already knows where this is going. There's nothing behind anything you're saying, and there has to be an inevitable closure of this cycle, because this cycle is unhealthy. It chips away at your self-respect, and it chips away at the way this person views you, and you need to break that cycle. And the inevitability of breaking that cycle is you need to stand on business, and you need to be able to, I feel like there's a fear here of if you if you ask this person to do something and they don't do it, and then it forces you to make a final a finite decision, okay, it forces you to end things, or it forces you to move out, or it forces you, you know, if you've already planning the wedding, it forces you to cancel the wedding, and you don't want to do that. You're locked into that. You've locked yourself into that. Now what I'm saying is, and I haven't pulled cards on it yet, is what I've seen already is that you need to love yourself first, because once you do, this person will also see that you will love yourself first and not them first, or love the idea of getting married first, or whatever it is. They will see that, and they will act accordingly. But until you act accordingly, they're not going to. So there needs to be an inevitable closure of this cycle, which could look like a breakup. It doesn't have to. It could look like counselling, it could look like just standing on your word, it could look like a breakup, it could look like cancelling a wedding, pausing a wedding, holding a wedding hostage, whatever that means for you. And if it's not a wedding, like I said, it's just a level up in a relationship. That needs to happen in order for something to change, for you to move to the next level in a healthy way. Otherwise, there is inevitable heartbreak, okay? Yeah. It's just something that I feel like you need to tidy up. Cancer placement. So tell me more, Spirit, about this wedding card for the Cancer placement. Hermit card. I feel like you may have Virgo placements. Either way, you could be the older one in the relationship, but you are the person who is going to be seeking guidance. Okay, you may be in isolation from this person at the moment, seeking guidance, trying to gain clarity here. Tell me more about wedding here for the Cancer placement. Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like after a period of thinking about this, and also worrying about it, maybe even losing sleep about it, overthinking it, I think eventually you do decide to kind of regain control of your self-respect, okay? Stand on some kind of self-respect, morality, and detach from this situation, okay? Walk away from this cycle, just walking away from the cycle, because it's not what you want. Also, there's an energy here of you thinking, well, if this is the way that we're moving forward, this is not the marriage that I want either. Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, though. I do feel like this is, I do feel like this is just, it's like a stumbling block. It's something that you need to break, a cycle that you need to break in order to move forward. I don't really get the energy that this is the end. If you choose to make a decision to close this cycle, I don't believe that this is the end of everything. I feel like you just need to break the cycle. And I think you do here. What's the obstacle for the Cancer placement for wedding? The Four of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, the obstacle is because you've already been waiting. You've been waiting for a while for this wedding, for this level up. You've been waiting, and you've also invested a lot of energy and a lot of time. So I could be talking to people who have invested a significant amount, money-wise, into this wedding or into this marriage. I could be talking to people who have invested a significant amount of planning or time, years, 7 years more, you know, into this relationship, okay? And that's the obstacle. The obstacle is how much you've invested, whether that's time, money, or energy. And what is the outcome here for the Cancer placement? What is the outcome here for the Cancer placement? The Empress reversed. So the outcome here inevitably is you feeling either disrespected, you feeling like somebody doesn't know your worth, you feeling like you haven't got what you were deserving of. But the Justice card is here, so this is an energy of like karma, okay? Not karma, but this is an energy of the Justice card is an energy of the doing the right thing, okay? Getting out of something what you put into something. So with the Empress reversed, it's almost like an inevitability of you needing to in order to regain your self-respect, you're going to have to take a hit or a loss. That's going to feel like a hit or a loss. But with the Justice card, this is doing the right thing. This is how to reset things, okay? This is drawing a line in the sand and letting that other person know that actually I'm standing on business. This is what I'm worth. And if you're not willing to give me what I am worth, then I'm willing to detach from detach from this, to detach from you, to remove myself from the situation, because I know I'm deserving. And Justice card, it's the right thing to do. Justice card, it's the right thing to do, okay? The other card that just came out was the Moon card. I feel like you will do this without even knowing how how it's going to pan out in the long term. The moon card is here to say you don't see what is going to come from this. Okay, it's mystery, it's illusion, it's scary, but you do it anyway with the Justice card here. I love that for you. Yeah, there could be a disagreement around this with it could be with the fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and the person that you're with, King of Wands, could be somebody who's dynamic, okay, charismatic business owner, or sexy, or they could be a player, or even if they're not a player now, because obviously I'd like to think that you guys are in a committed situation by the looks of it, or you will be. And this King of Wands is an energy of somebody who is always gets what they want, and I feel like there's going to be some kind of conflict or clash of egos here. It's going to threaten their ego, threaten their masculinity, that you've chosen yourself over them. But I do feel with the Page of Swords, I do feel like they'll be looking at this situation differently, definitely weighing up their options, and definitely coming in with some kind of offer, some kind of passionate offer. Yeah, after a period of thinking, they're going to gain a lot of clarity on this situation. I feel like you need to break the cycle in order to trigger something new. Okay, so that is your reading, Cancer placement for the month of February, or whenever you find this message. Okay, let me know in the comments if this is your energy. I like to know who I've connected with, and have a good rest of the month.